Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WACAC Virtual College Fair. We've got an exciting session today. Before we get started, a couple housekeeping items. Note that if you have questions, you can do so using the Q&A button to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Also note that your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists can't see or hear you. Be advised as well, we have sessions for additional institutions on the StriveScan website, so if you have interest in another college or university, go ahead and sign up at your earliest convenience. Also note that we are recording the session. It will be made available online at strivescan.com/WACAC. With those items behind us, we'll turn it over to our first institution, Carroll College.
Thank you for the introduction. Can everyone see my screen? If I could just get an acknowledgement, be helpful.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. My name is Casey Ransom. I'm the Associate Director of Admission here at Carroll College in Helena, Montana. So I'll be chatting with you today about our school. First, I'd like to share our location. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with Montana, we are located in the capital city. It's pretty central in Western Montana. We're right next to our historic downtown, which is my favorite location, probably within the whole city in itself. We have about 32,000 people here in Helena, Montana. However, with our surrounding area, we have about 64,000 people in the surrounding population. So we're just kind of in a sweet spot in terms of size. We're about 3 hours away from Yellowstone and Glacier National Park. We have a ski hill about 30 minutes outside of town, and we're within 90 minutes of almost all the major ski hills in Montana. We also have a lake system that's right next to us. So you have not only a great location in terms of getting out into the state, but also just within accessibility here in Helena in itself. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Carroll College, we're a 4-year private liberal arts Catholic school. We have a variety of majors. There's over 40 of them, and they range from anthrozoology, which is the study of the human-animal bond and interaction, which is pretty unique. Most people haven't heard of that. Through the sciences, we have a theater major, we have a Catholic studies major, so we have a little bit of everything. And most of our students end up focusing on one major, but ending up adding a major or minor in a variety of areas, just because through their exploration of their liberal arts education, they end up exploring areas that they didn't think they'd be interested in and end up adding that into their education. So we're pretty proud of that. Our class sizes are pretty small. Our total population is about 1,200 students. So that means we have about 300 students in each class. And you can expect about 16 students on average per class. However, as you get farther into your majors, you'll find that they'll get a little bit smaller. Let's see here. So it's pretty important to us to really have hands-on experience and get our students out into the world that they will eventually be going into. So we really focus on experience-based learning. So that means actually applying what you're learning in the classroom through projects, through different organizations as you're actually going through the coursework. We have quite a bit of students that do research. And so in our top picture here, that's our undergraduate research festival that happens every year. And those are the posters that all of our students are doing. It's a huge event. So almost all of our majors have some sort of research project going on. We're really invested in global learning. So about 25% of our students in a non-COVID time actually end up going abroad, which is pretty huge because nationally it's about 11% or so. So we're pretty proud of the service projects that our students do. They go to things like Engineers Without Borders. They go on mission trips. They go and do short-term programs through like a biology class. Some of them go for long-term traditional experiences where they spend a semester abroad. We just have a variety of experiences. Our school motto is non scholae sed vitae. So that means not for school, but for life. And we truly live and breathe that. So what we're doing for our students in the classroom is really preparing them for what comes next. So that's always our idea and our goal. And when you're a saint for life. So that really means that we want to make sure that you have the skills and ability to be a flexible professional when you go into whatever your calling is. I spoke about this teeny bit at the very beginning, but when it comes to our location, we take advantage of the outdoor opportunities here. Right next to campus, there's about 70 miles of hiking and biking trails, particularly mountain biking, and that's pretty huge. It's pretty uncommon to be able to ride your mountain bike straight into the trails, and that's right next to our campus. We have the Missouri River just north of us, and that's where we have a dammed up system. We get our lakes, so we have world-class fly fishing and boating out there. We try to help our students get out into the great outdoors just because it's so accessible for us through our Carroll Adventure and Mountaineering program. So what that is you can go with them along on these trips. They can teach you how to do some of these things, or you can just rent equipment from them for very affordable. They have kayaks, bikes, camping equipment. We have a rock climbing wall. All of it's super affordable. Like I get to use these amenities myself. And honestly, we have really nice mountain bikes that you can rent for really cheap. They're like $15 for like a week. So I highly recommend, if you have any sort of inkling or you're interested, I recommend going into it. So we're not just about the outdoors, but we tend to, like I said, leverage them. But we have over 300 campus events each year. And that can range from fun things like our athletics. So we're an NAIA school, so we have varsities like football, basketball, soccer, to having someone, participate as one of your friends in our art. So our theater, excuse me. So, there's a variety of things that students can get involved in. We are asking that our students live on campus for 3 years. Students tend to not have a problem with that just because they prefer to be on campus where all the action is. And also it's easier for them when they're studying to get to our library and just kind of have that accessibility to our campus. And then, as I mentioned at the very beginning, we're a Catholic school. So what's unique about Carroll is we're a diocesan school, which means we have direct ties to the Diocese of Helena, which is pretty uncommon. There's like 10 or so schools in the United States that are like that. So our bishop sits on our board and really helps steer the school. We're also ecumenical, which means we're welcoming of all faiths. There's no requirement to be Catholic, to attend Mass, or what have you. And then affordable. So we work really hard to make our school affordable. For transfer students, we have merit scholarships that you're automatically considered. We have PTK, Phi Theta Kappa scholarships, and transfer awards. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I hope I didn't go through this too quickly. But anyhow, my name is Casey Ransom. I'm Associate Director here at Carroll, and I would be the one-on-one person you would work with for your transfer pathway. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We're on to our next institution, Rocky Mountain College.
Are you able to see this?
Yes, I am. It looks great.
Perfect. Well, my name is Shannon. I am the Assistant Director and Transfer Coordinator here at Rocky Mountain College. So a little bit about Rocky Mountain College. We are founded in 1878. We are grounded in the liberal arts. We have a very diverse student body. We have 3 historical church affiliations, and we are accredited by the Northwest Commission. We are located in Billings, Montana. Our population is 125,000, and we are Montana's biggest city. Why would you choose RMC as a transfer student? We have 98% placement rate upon graduation. 88% of students complete an internship. We have 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Average class size is 14. We have a 90% medical school placement rate, and we are Montana's best value university, which we are voted. Academics, we have 52 majors in 24 fields, 37 minors, and 12 pre-professional programs, such as medical, PT, PA, law, dentistry, vet, athletic training, and occupational therapy. Athletics, we are NAIA, and we are also in the Cascade conferences. We have 17 men's and women's varsity sports. We have 5 national titles in the last 10 years, and we are consistently nationally ranked. Tuition and fees. Our tuition and fees for the 2021-2022 year, you can see here's $30,726, a total with the fees $31,336, and then our estimated cost with room, meal plan, and an estimated cost of books as well. We do offer merit scholarships upon admittance, and this just depends on where your GPA falls. And the first one is a trustee, it's $12,000 per year. The next is presidential, $11,000 per year. The dean's is $8,000, and the RMC grant is $5,000. Now, these are renewable each year as long as you maintain a 2.0 GPA. You do not necessarily have to maintain the GPA that you transferred into Rocky with. Financial aid. Our average financial aid award is $24,500. We do not have a financial aid deadline or a FAFSA deadline. The next steps for applying to Rocky, if you want to apply to Rocky, is go to www.rocky.edu. It is a free application, and then there is no deadline to apply. If you'd like to visit campus, you can schedule an individual visit or attend a preview day, which we offer about 3 or 4 preview days a year, which is just a group visit. And if you do visit, you receive a $500 visit scholarship, for a one-time only visit scholarship for a year. Step number 3 is to deposit, and you can make a $250 to reserve your place in the incoming class. If you have any questions, you can reach us at Office of Admissions at 406-657-1026 or admissions@rocky.edu. Thank you.
Thank you. We're on to our next institution, University of Montana Western.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Augustina Whitford. I am an admissions rep here at the University of Montana Western. I am also an alum, so I spent 5 years here and I loved it so much I decided to apply for admissions job. So just a little bit about the University of Montana Western is that we are a 4-year public institution in southwestern Montana. We are located in Dillon, Montana. It's a town about 5,000. We are about 2 hours away from our friends over at Carroll College and about 4 hours away from Rocky Mountain College over in Billings. So the really unique thing about Montana Western is that we actually run on a block schedule. So instead of your traditional semester, our students are taking 4 classes and you're taking 1 class at a time. So our students take these classes for 18 days for 3 hours a day, either in the morning or the afternoon. And each class is worth 4 credits. So on average, our students are taking 16 credits a semester. This is a very convenient model. Having gone through it myself, I can say that it is very helpful to be able to go through the semester and know that you only have to go to a class 18 times. If you're in a class that you love, you are totally immersed into it for 18 days. And if you're in a class that you hate, you only have to go to it 18 times, which sometimes there's just those classes that you really don't want to take. And it's very easy to see the light at the end of the tunnel, knowing that you don't have to go to it for an entire semester. So this is just a comparison of the block schedule to a traditional semester. You can see here on the traditional semester layout, you would be taking multiple classes at a time throughout the entire semester. The nice thing about the block schedule is that it is very simple. So you are taking the 1 subject at a time, which means you're only having to work with 1 professor at a time as well. My personal favorite part is that you only have 1 final at a time. We don't have any finals week here. Whatever testing is done for a block is going to be done within the 18 days. So just depending on the class that you have and the professor that you have, you might not even have a final. You might have a group project or a presentation instead. I just think it was really helpful to know that I only had to retain the information that I was being tested on for 18 days, instead of having to remember it for a whole semester and being super stressed out at the end of the semester for finals week. It's just really nice to know that you're also getting your grades throughout the semester. You don't have to wait until the end to receive them. This is just an example of how it would look on the block schedule. So this would be a full semester. We do have morning and afternoon block. Morning block runs from 8:15 to 11:15 and afternoon runs from 12:15 to 3:15. What's really nice about the schedule is that you have a lot of free time. So you have time to go to lunch with your friends. You have time to work a full-time job and still be able to manage your homework because you're only doing the homework for that 1 class. This is also a very flexible schedule. So full-time student at Montana Western is 12 credits. because of how the block system is, you can actually take an entire block off of school, still be considered a full-time student, and you don't have to worry about messing up your financial aid or any of your scholarships. A lot of our students choose to do this if they want to go on a trip and they don't want to miss out on it just because it's the middle of the school year. Some of them fight forest fires, so they're able to take that first block off during the summer, still be a full-time student, get their degree without having to miss out on any work opportunities. The classrooms here are very experimental because you are only taking that one class at a time. The professors aren't competing with each other for your attention. So they're able to take that 3 hours a day and do a lot with it, go on a ton of field trips. We are very centrally located to Glacier and Yellowstone National Parks. A lot of our environmental science classes are actually going to go to these locations. They'll go on a 2-week camping trip to Yellowstone to study things just because they have that opportunity to do it without it conflicting with other class schedules. We are located in a very beautiful part of the state, but we also have a lot of really interesting programs. So right here, we have a picture from our glass studio. We do have the only 4-year scientific glassblowing degree in the country, as well as the only 4-year natural horsemanship degree. So we get a lot of students coming here for that and the block schedule. We still have everything that larger campuses offer. So this is a photo here from our community garden. The nice thing is that with it being a small campus size is that you do get to have all the opportunities of a larger campus while still getting the small town feel as well as the community feel from campus. One really nice thing about the block schedule is that we still have study abroad programs. You don't have to miss out on this opportunity just because you're taking school in a little bit of an untraditional setting. The nice thing about this is that you're taking the class for 3.5 weeks. It fits perfectly within the block scheduling, and you're taking that class from Montana Western professors. You don't have to worry about going somewhere for 6 months, foreign credits transferring over, any of that. You're going with fellow students and community members. This is actually from our production class. They were able to go to Austria, go to the Red Bull factory, and go skiing in the Swiss Alps while they were there. Here, it's about making sure that we are educating the entire person. So we want to know that you're getting that hands-on experience that you typically wouldn't be receiving until grad school. So that's just a quick look at the cost of attendance. And then we do have a general scholarship application that opens up every fall. This is just the general freshman application process for transfer students. We just require proof of 2 doses of the MMR vaccination as well as your transcripts from other universities. And we are accepting in-person and campus or virtual campus visits. And there's my contact information if anyone has any questions.
Thanks so much. We're on to Woodbury University.
All right, let me go ahead here and share screen with y'all. So if you have a mobile device, and please feel free to scan this QR code. That way you can get more information about the university. You can get in touch with an admissions counselor, but also you get a fee waiver for the application for Woodbury. That way you don't have to pay to apply to us. So we're located in Burbank, California, just about 20 miles north of downtown LA. It's a great location, a lot of businesses, a lot of enterprises. And also if you're interested in going into like the movie industry or the entertainment industry, it's also a great location because a lot of the students are just down the street from us. We're a pretty small school. We only have about 400 students and our student to faculty ratio is 9:1. So rarely the classes are going to be more than 10 to 15 students max. So that provides you with a lot of opportunities to get to know your professors. Also, it helps us, the people that are in the staff, to really give you more personalized attention and counseling. And something that also we take a lot of pride on is more than 90% of students graduate on time within the 4-year mark of the program, or 5 years for the Bachelor's of Architecture. We're also a really diverse school. About 15% of our students are international students. We also take on a lot of students from out of state. About 10% of our students are from out of state. And then we also Hispanic serving institution. 35% of our students are of Hispanic descent. So it truly looks like what LA looks like. That sometimes sounds weird to say, but if you go into other universities here in LA, they do not look like what LA looks like, how diverse it is. And then something that makes us unique is that we are very practice-based education, very hands-on, but we make it a requirement for students to complete an internship in order to graduate. And we help you find those internships. We have an office of career services where you can not only find employment as a student, like for work study and stuff, but also find those internship opportunities. And again, we're in a great location for a lot of businesses. Many Fortune 500 companies have headquarters within Burbank, Glendale, Pasadena area, just down the street from us. And also within 5 minutes from the university, you'll find a lot of studios like Warner Brothers, ABC, Universal, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, and all of these companies take students, particularly for those that are related to the movie production and animation, business as well. So if you're interested in going into those businesses or creating movies or in fashion design, the Woodbury is a great place to study because we have already a connection with the industry, and these companies do hire students for the internships and after graduation for employment. So we have a lot of unique majors. Some of them I already mentioned, like animation, architecture, fashion design, marketing, filmmaking, game art and design just got ranked 11th in the nation. So if you're interested in going into the video game industry, again, Woodbury is a great place for that. Interior design, professional writing, public safety administration is what we call our criminal justice program. So if you're interested in going to law enforcement, we also have a program for that. And then sustainable practices, which is going to be more into like environmental design. Smith's with the School of Architecture. 85% of our students receive some kind of financial aid, and also we can offer great scholarship packages. And I want to show you in the next slide what the scholarships look like. So the way that it works for us, when you apply, we look at your transcript, and based on your unweighted cumulative GPA, we will award you automatically a scholarship. So if your GPA is 3.7 or higher, you get automatically $18,000 every year to attend Woodbury. And then it breaks down from there from based on GPA. 3.4 to 3.69 gets $16,000, 2.95 to 3.39 gets $10,000, and then 2.5 to 2.94 gets $6,000. So the higher your grades are, the more money you get to come study with us. And on top of that, we have other scholarships available for the different programs. We also just started last year a social justice scholarship to kind of address some of the issues going on with COVID and try to make it a little bit easier for students to come to Woodbury. So yeah, so that's it for my presentation here. And again, make sure you scan that QR code. That way you can get more information about the university.
Thank you so much. We're on to our next institution, Azusa Pacific University.
Can you see my screen?
I can.
Perfect. So yeah, so excited to be here today. My name is Peter Lujan. I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer Recruitment in the Admissions Office at Azusa Pacific University. Excited to have the opportunity to share a little bit about APU with you. So something about APU is that we are a mid-size private Christian university in Azusa, California. We are about along the San Gabriel foothills, about maybe a half hour to 35 minutes or a half hour to 45 minutes from downtown Los Angeles, depending on California traffic, of course. One of the really cool things that we love to talk about as far as our location is that we are 45 minutes to an hour away from the beach, and also 45 minutes to an hour away from the mountains and to the snow, and also the desert. So we're like centralized in a really small, a really strong community, but also have access to all these really great resources around us. So at EPU, we have about 10,000 total students enrolled at EPU every year. About half of those students are in our graduate programs and half are in our undergraduate programs. You'll see that we have about 71 bachelor's degrees, 49 master's, and 8 doctoral programs. So we've been around since 1899. We've established ourselves in the community, in the academic community as well. And I'm really excited to bring students in from all walks of life to be part of our private Christian institution. So even though we've grown a lot over the years, we really stand strong to our Christian background. And you'll see that as evident when you're on campus with our God First motto posted all over the place. So when talking about APU, we want to talk about one of these cornerstones. We have 4 cornerstones that kind of highlights who APU is, and it's Christ, scholarship, service, and community. So the Christ cornerstone is tangible. So for our students who come to APU full-time on campus, we do have a chapel requirement where students are able to, just kind of step away from the busy, hectic life of the academic life, and just remember why you're at a Christian university. One of the cool things that makes us distinct as a Christian university is that we do not require our students to come from a faith background or a Christian background, but as we, so our community gives students the opportunity to engage with other people that have different faith backgrounds and different understandings and worldviews and life experiences. We believe that all truth is God's truth, and whether that's truth is coming from a Christian or a non-Christian or a Muslim or whatever it might be, we're going to find Christ through these conversations and having these difficult conversations with each other. Scholarship, one of the really cool things about APU, this is our second cornerstone, is that we actually have an R2 doctoral university recognition from Carnegie classifications, basically meaning that our faculty has been recognized as heavily active in the academic community, doing research, so they're not only teaching, but they're out there in the world, doing ground-changing, groundbreaking research within their prospective fields, and whether that's through criminal justice, psychology, biology, and science or sciences. We're just out there, and our students have the opportunity to work next to them along the journey, and just add that on a resume and strengthen their opportunity to get hired get admitted to grad school in the future. So service is our 4th cornerstone, and we are huge at APU. We are huge on getting our students not only the head knowledge and the personal growth at the university, but also getting out into the world and practicing their faith through internships and through service credits. So we just really want to push all of our students to get to put their faith and to put their values and their ethics to work in the community. And finally, community is a word that you will hear 1,000 times at APU. We are always talking about getting different ways to get our students plugged in. So whether it's through our countless ethnic organizations or academic clubs or intramurals, or we are an NCAA Division II university, and our students can participate in any one of our 18 programs. Of course, it's competitive, so you have to qualify, but that's another opportunity to just build the community while at APU. So we have a great academic reputation I want to talk about briefly. We've been selected as the #3 hidden gem in California by the College Gazette. I already mentioned to you our Carnegie classification for our fantastic research that our faculty does. We are #8 in the nation for a nursing program. We have a BFA program that is just rich and tons of different opportunities within the BFA program, top 30 in the nation. For our students who go through our medical, our pre-med track, we have an over 80% acceptance rate, which is almost twice the national average. And for accounting students, we have 100% job placement within 3 months of graduating from our accounting program. So talking about affordability, that's always one of the big things. So 100% of our students at AP receive financial aid. So you see these scholarships here that we are really, really excited about. Anywhere between $10,000 and $21,000. We guarantee that every admitted transfer student will at least get the $10,000 Mary Hill Award. Once you get to a 3.0 and up to a 4.0, that's when you start qualifying for the higher academic scholarships. We're really excited to offer these to our transfer students. As it's our way at APU to say, we value our transfer students and want to give you an opportunity to come to the school and make it affordable. So we're really, really excited to offer these to our students. In addition to our scholarships, we do look at FAFSA. So submit your FAFSA. We'll figure out what you qualify for in federal grant, state grant, institutional grant to help make APU more affordable. There are also merit-based scholarships and loan opportunities that can help you make attending Azusa Pacific, a reality for you. So really quickly, our application, I'll actually go to the next slide, but the way you want to get started with APU is you want to apply. Really cool thing, APU, we do not have a minimum unit requirement to transfer. So if you've only completed 6 or 7 units at a community college and you want to transfer, submit your application, we'll start you the next semester. Our minimum GPA is a 2.0. And yeah, if you're above that 2.0, we'll get you in there. We're going to get you all the resources you need to be successful. So again, make sure to submit your FAFSA so we can get your financial aid package ready for you. Connect with your counselors when you're admitted. We have tons of resources to help you figure out how much it'll cost to get AP, how long it's going to take to graduate, and we're here to help you every step of the way.
Peter, thank
so-
you. We're going to go to our next institution, Vanguard University.
Thank you.
Give me just a second. All right, perfect. Welcome, everyone. My name is Karen Benitez. I am one of the associate directors here at Vanguard University, and it's my pleasure to share a little bit about what Vanguard can offer you. I'll start off with saying we are centrally located at the heart of Orange County, right in Costa Mesa, California. We're about 4.6 miles to Newport Beach and about 10 miles or so from Disneyland. So all of the really fun places just around the corner from Vanguard. To tell you a little bit more about us, we are kind of in the heart of celebrating, still coming off of our 100 years in existence. We're the oldest four-year college in Orange, California. We're a private Christian university guaranteeing you that four-year graduation. We are affiliated with the Assemblies of God denomination, but we have over 26 different denominations represented at Vanguard throughout our student population. I mentioned the 4.6 miles to the beach, so it's a really great location. We are approximately 1,700 undergrad students, and our intention is always to remain small, allowing you to have the best community, best access to faculty members, best access to resources as possible. Overall, we're about 2,100 students, and that does include our graduate and our professional study students of our adult learners. Offering small class sizes, we are about 21 students on average, but as you grow in your studies here at Vanguard, you're going to see those classes get smaller and smaller, somewhere in like that 10-person range. Overall, though, our student to faculty ratio is 16:1. A little bit about what Vanguard has to offer. We do have over 39 degree programs available, but our top 5 majors include business, psychology, kinesiology, communication, and biology. And by no means in me saying that these are our more popular or our top 5 programs do I mean that they're impacted. Really great things about a smaller institution like Vanguard is that you do have accessibility to the classes that you need when you need them, and none of them are impacted. So if you want to schedule your semester a specific way, we will absolutely work with you, and you'll be meeting with an advisor each semester to plan it out exactly how you want, while still keeping you on track to graduate in 4 years. And if you're joining us as a transfer student, that obviously looks a little different, but we'll make sure that you're out of here in no time. A little bit about our caring community here at Vanguard. We are primarily a residential campus, and so we have a lot to do on campus. Our students are here and they're like-minded, growing and seeking both knowledge and in their relationships with the Lord. And there's a fantastic place to do that. To the right of the screen you're looking at is just a snapshot of our brand new 35,000 square foot student center that's available for all students, whether they're residential or commuters. There are over 125 intramural sports and teams and clubs to get involved in, and community is a big part of what Vanguard has to offer outside of the academic aspect and outside of the fun things to do around campus. There are a lot of ways to get involved. A part of that, of course, is the housing. So I know as a transfer student, you might be thinking, do I live on or off campus? We do have residential facilities available for our upperclassmen. So for you transfers, that's absolutely available. A couple of our buildings did receive a brand new $3.2 million renovation just this last summer. So they're pretty nice to live in. Everything is essentially brand new. And as I mentioned earlier, about 60% of our students are residential, and that does include our upperclassmen. If you're interested in getting involved in our sports, you are absolutely welcome to do that. Here's just a list of some of our available NAIA affiliated sports outside of what's available to you as a student through clubs and organizations. You can join any of these teams. If that's something you are interested in, you would actually be working with me, as a part of my responsibilities are overseeing the athletic recruitment. But these are fantastic opportunities and ways to get involved, whether you're interested in joining the team itself or just cheering on your friends at any one of the sporting events. One of the really good things about being, again, a smaller institution is that we do have the opportunity to connect and be in person this upcoming fall semester. And we're really looking forward to seeing students on campus. Getting involved and applying to Vanguard is pretty simple. You're going to go directly to Vanguard's website, vanguard.edu/apply now. And we do have an application waiver code available once you begin that online portion. The online steps are quite simple. It'll only take you about 10 minutes, essentially asking contact information, major you're interested in, and a little bit more about what institution you're coming from. Again, another perk of a small university is that you don't have to meet a minimum require of units coming in as a transfer. So if you're coming in with 10 units, if you're coming in with 24 or 60 units, we will work with you to bring those over and get them tied to your Vanguard transcript. Outside of the online application, you are also going to be submitting a Christian experience statement. At the core of who we are is a private Christian university, and we're looking for students that are wanting to grow academically, but as well in their relationship with the Lord. And aside from that, you'll submit some college transcripts. A little bit about financial aid for our incoming transfer students. There are scholarships available to you that are stackable. So transfer academic scholarships range anywhere from $10,000 to $16,000 per year and can stack with any other types of award like FAFSA or merit aid. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Here's our contact number and our email, and we would be happy to chat with you. Again, thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you. In the time we have left, we're going to walk through a quick question and answer session. We'll ask each of our panelists to weigh in on the topic at hand. The first question that we'd ask is, what advice would you give someone going through the transfer process? So we'll start at the top with Carroll College.
Yeah, so my big piece of advice is reach out to your transfer coordinators. I love to work with my students one-on-one. My goal is to help you make the best choice for you. So don't be afraid to reach out and chat with us. We're supposed to help you make that decision. So don't be afraid to use this as a resource.
Thank you. Up next, Rocky Mountain College.
Along the same lines, make sure that you get a transfer evaluation and make sure you share all of your transcripts with me, the transfer coordinator, and to make sure that you file that FAFSA right away so we can go ahead and get that award package out to you as soon as possible.
Montana Western.
Yeah, I would just say that when you're requesting your transcripts, make sure that you select the don't send until you complete all your classwork, and that you are getting all the final official transcripts from the universities that you've attended. So that way we don't have to keep pestering you about sending us your final official transcript with all of your completed coursework.
Very good. Woodbury.
Always build a relationship with your counselors, whether it's the one at your current college and also the school that you want to transfer to. That way you can double check and the classes are going to transfer, that you're on track and on time to your graduation goals.
Thank you. Azusa Pacific.
Yeah, that's all great advice. Build a relationship with your counselor, as been mentioned. Make sure that everything's in order for a smooth transition. Do everything quick, and find out what kind of virtual events are available at the schools you're interested in to learn more about the program, see if that's going to be a great fit for you.
Last but not least, Vanguard University.
Yeah, I would say ditto to everything that all of our reps just mentioned, building a relationship and of course asking all the questions. Depending on the university you might be interested in transferring to, the process could look different. So no question is a dumb question. We're all available to help you through the process.
Very good. We'll move on to our second question. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Again, starting at the top with Carroll College.
I have a couple. I think one of my favorite traditions right now, because it'll change, is our Easter egg hunt. So we throw on an Easter egg hunt for our students, and we have a hilly campus. So it's fun to see thousands of eggs being snatched up by our students. It's a very quick process. And they get, there's candy in them, but sometimes there's a TV, so it's really fun to watch, and it lasts like 30 seconds, but it's incredible.
Very good. Rocky Mountain College.
Yes, my favorite event on campus is hopefully we'll get it back here in April, our scholarship dinner. It is for new incoming students, and we have a big dinner, and we congratulate them on their scholarship into Rocky. And then the next day they do have in-person class registration.
Montana Western.
Yeah, so one of my favorite series of events actually is something that our Student Senate puts on. So we're located about 45 minutes from a ski hill called Maverick Mountain. And so Student Senate sponsors free ski days there. And then afterwards they'll sponsor free hot springs days at the hot springs that's located at the base of the mountain. So it's a really fun event for students to be able to go to and get a break in the middle of winter.
Next up, Woodbury University.
Yeah, so my favorite event in campus is our Woodbury Fest. It's a concert that we do for the university. We invite different artists, and we have food for students. It's all free for students. Unfortunately, we haven't had it in the last 2 years because of COVID. It would have taken place around this time. But yeah, that's my favorite event, and hopefully we'll bring it back once we're over the pandemic.
Very good. Azusa Pacific University.
Yeah, so my favorite event on campus is our Welcome Weekend event, which is the weekend before classes start. It really is just a huge celebration and a way for us to welcome our new students. The mayor of Azusa comes and welcomes us. We fill up our Felix Event Center, which is a huge event center. Hopefully we'll be able to do that this year, but it's just a really cool time to just kick off the year and welcome everybody to the family.
Lastly, Vanguard University.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite events. Staff don't participate, but it's a campus-wide student-led game of tag, and they call it Humans versus Zombies. And it's a week-long game. It's quite fun to see students running around. This year was interesting with some of our on-campus. They used the 6-foot pool noodles for social distancing as they were tagging each other throughout the week. And there's a final champion at the end of it, and there's a big party thrown. And that's a very fun annual game that is campus-wide.
That's great. And lastly, we will thank everyone for joining today. We want to offer up the quick 4-question survey. So anyone that has feedback for the sessions, go ahead and give that. Also, again, a reminder, if you have interest in other institutions, go ahead and look at the StriveScan website for that. And finally, again, a reminder, the presentation will be posted at strivescan.com/WACAC. A big shout out to our presenters. Thanks to everyone, and have a good night.